Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about resilience. So there are 7 elements to individual resilience, and these essentially, all of these elements, as we focus on them or build them, they will actually help to build our resilience levels as a whole. So I'm going to talk you through those 7 elements now. The first one is around living authentically, and this is essentially how well we know ourselves, whether we understand our emotional triggers, the red flags, whether we understand our strengths, and whether we can articulate our values, the things that are really important to us at our core. The second element is finding your calling, and this is related to the first one, living authentically, because it's essentially, do you feel like the work that you do is well aligned to the values that you have? Do you feel that the work that you do is meaningful and has a purpose? Do you feel a sense of belonging and connection to the work that you do and the people that you work with? The third one is around maintaining perspective, and this is essentially our capacity to reframe problems or to look at the opportunities, not to get stuck in the issues, but look for the benefits in any given situation. So it's our ability to be optimistic and positive, and to be able to see the good, not just get stuck in the bad. The fourth element is mastering stress. So you can't have a resilience framework without talking about stress. Essentially, this is looking at whether we have a reasonable work-life balance, whatever that looks like for you, whatever it is that you need in your life at the moment, whether you feel that the things that are important to you, you have enough time in your life to dedicate to those things. It's also about whether we have reasonable stress management techniques, whether there are things that you can do in the moment where you're feeling really overwhelmed, whether there are things that you could do at that point to de-escalate the situation or calm you down. We are doing a short video on stress techniques, so if you're interested in that, we talk about the 4 A's of managing stress, but also whether you've got reasonable strategies, generally speaking, to keep yourself feeling okay. It might be taking the dog for a walk, going to the gym, or binging your favorite show on Netflix. Whatever it is that works for you, having strategies or techniques that keep you feeling reasonably calm. The next one is around interacting cooperatively, and this is essentially whether you feel that you work within a team where you are supported and you can support people around you, whether you work in a team where you get enough feedback and can give feedback as well. So it's focused more on the work side of things, but it's essentially, do you feel part of a team where there's support and there's feedback and it goes both ways. The next one is around health, and this is essentially your three parts to it: sleep, diet, and exercise, which is your holy trinity of health, I suppose. So do you feel that your sleep is restorative enough? And again, we've got a bit of a session on sleep in an online session as well as a podcast. Do you feel that you get enough exercise? Do you feel that your exercise that you are getting is right for you, I suppose? And do you feel that you are eating the sorts of things that you want to be eating and that are good for you? And then the final part, the 7th component for this particular framework, is around building networks. And this is essentially whether you feel that you have sufficient people around you to support you in a number of different areas. So this is not just about work, it's not just about personal, but it's things like, if you're a manager of a team at a venue, do you have people that you can go to when you have team specific questions? If you are someone in a venue and you are faced with regular mental health concerns, whether they're from your team or from customers, do you have people that you can talk to get advice from or feedback from about how to deal with those sorts of things? So whatever it is that your needs are, do you have networks that will support you in those needs from a feedback, advice, general information kind of perspective? So that's individual resilience in a nutshell, folks. If you are interested, obviously we've got a longer podcast on this, but there's also a podcast that we've done on team resilience, which is aligned to but somewhat different from the individual resilient piece. So if this is a subject that interests you, feel free to tune in. Thank you.